Hi, this is Ms. Pellegrin, and today we are going over the rest of our study guide. So number 4, Barton and Peter both collect coins. They each buy 4 rare coins per month. So 4 rare coins per month. Per tells us to multiply. Barton also bought 2 additional coins, just one of those months. So that's showing plus 2 for Barton. Write an expression that represents the total number of coins purchased. If B is for the number of coins that Barton bought, and P is for the number that Peter bought. So we're not actually solving it. We just want to write an equation that would represent this situation. Okay, so Barton is buying 4 per month. So 4B. So we're multiplying 4 times the number of months, but it is for Barton. And then Peter is doing the same thing, so 4P. However, Barton bought 2 more. So Barton, we would represent him with 4B plus 2. Because he did 2 additional coins, one of the months. Just once, we didn't have to multiply it by anything. So we should have 4B plus 4P plus 2. That is our most simple expression that we can have. We can't combine these because one's B and one's P, and then this one doesn't have a variable. So I want to see all of the ones that would be equivalent to 4B plus 4P plus 2. So in this one, I have 2 plus, and then I have that distributive property I can do. 4 times B, so I have 2 plus 4 times B is 4B, and 4 times P is 4P. So there's 4B's, there's 4P's, and there's 2. So option 1 is one of them. This is the one that I originally wrote. So option 2 is this one. I have 4 P's, 4 B's, and 2, and there's no distributing here. So option 3 is also an option. Then we have 2 times 4, distributive, would be 8B, plus 2 times 4 is 8P. So that is not equivalent. Now I have 8 B's and 8 P's. That is not equivalent. And then here we have 4B times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16 B and P. So it would be multiplying 16 times Barton and Peter. And then 4 times 2 gives me 8B. So 16BP plus 8B. So that is not equivalent either. And so this is my explain why for each. I showed my work. That is what you're doing there, showing some sort of work for each. And so 1, 2, and 3, so we would need to fill in all 3 possible options. Okay. Let's go on to number 5. Okay, the drainage pond is 7 feet long by 6 feet wide. The length and width of the pond will be increased by the same number of feet. So the expression x plus 7, so it's the 7 feet long, plus, so the x is representing the increased by the same number of feet. So this feet by the 6 feet wide. So we're talking about a rectangle. 1 is 7 and 1 is 6, and then each time you're adding some number to it. So all the way around would be the same thing for the perimeter of a larger pool. So that's why it's all the way around. Add up all the sides. So you're adding all those sides. Which expression is equivalent to the expression for the perimeter of the larger pond? Okay, so we just have to find equivalent expressions. So what I would do is I would start with what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. And then 7 and 7 is 14. 6 and 6 is 12. So I have a total of 26. 4x plus 26. When I combine my like terms, that's what I get there, is 4x plus 26. So on all of these, for them to be equivalent, I should get the same thing. So 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times 7 gives me 14. 2 times x gives me, so plus 2 times x is 2x, plus 2 times 6 is 12. So that's equivalent. We have a total of 4 x's. Shouldn't really have an equal sign, but I couldn't go further down. And then 14 plus 12, which is what I did over here, which would give me the 26. So A is equivalent. Then 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay. And then I have, and that's not plus. So times x plus 6. So that's showing multiplication. So that is times. So 14x. So that's definitely not going to be equivalent. 2 times 2 is 4x. 2 times 13 is 26. So that's equivalent. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 7 is 28. So this one's not going to be equivalent either. So then you'd be multiplying times x plus 6. And then E was the original that we had. And then finally number 8. Find the solution. So I'm going to write it out to where I'm not trying to squish it in there. 9x minus 27 equals 54. So additive inverse is our first step. Add 27 to both sides. That leaves us with 9x is equal to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 81. And then we multiply by the reciprocal, so we're multiplying times 1/9, which leaves us with x is equal to 81 divided by 9, which is 9. Whoops. There you go. So this was multiply by reciprocal, which is the same as dividing by 9, which is what you ended up doing. And then finally, your constructed response problem, number 15. The longest side is twice the length of the shortest side. The third side of a triangle is 8 more units than the shortest side. If the perimeter of the triangle is 45 units, write and solve an equation to find the lengths of all 3 sides of the triangle. Okay, so twice the length of the shortest side. When I'm looking at that, I know I am looking at a triangle. I'm just drawing a triangle. It does not matter exactly what my triangle looks like. I just needed to have a shorter side, a longer side, and then a third side because it's a triangle. Okay, so twice the shortest side is the longest. So twice means 2, and we are timesing it 2 times the shortest side, which we don't know, so that can be represented as 2s. I'm going to call this my longest side, so this would be 2s. The third side is 8 more units than the shortest side. So 8 more than the shortest. So more than is telling me to add. That's the third side, 8 plus s. And then I have the shortest side, obviously. And they don't say anything about that because it's just the shortest side. We are adding and multiplying to get the other parts. And then it does tell us our perimeter. Our perimeter is 45. So when we add up all of the sides, we get 45. So if we add 8 plus s, one side, plus s, the second side, plus 2s, the third side, when we add them all up, we get 45. We can combine our like terms. We have s, that's 2 s's, and then we have 2 more s's, so we have a total of 4 s's. So we have 8 plus 4s equals 45. That would be our equation. So write a correct equation. We should have a variable in there that we would be solving for. Correctly solves the equation. Okay, so now you might have written it a little different. You could have written it as 4s plus 8 equals 45. That is equivalent. You could have written it as 45 equals 4s plus 8. That is also equivalent. So we're subtracting the 8 from both sides. We made a 2-step equation. 45 minus 8 gave me 37. And then I multiply by my reciprocal. So s is equal to 37 divided by 4. And 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. Okay, correctly solves. And I could plug it in to check. 8 plus 4 times 9.25 should give me 45. Then it says correctly gives the length of each side of the triangle. Okay, so the shortest was represented by S, which would be just 9.25 units. The longest was represented by 2s. So 2 times 9.25 gives me 18.5 units. Then the third side was represented by 8 plus s, which would be 8 plus 9.25, which gives me 17.25 units. Okay, you could plug it in here. You could say s is equal to 9.25, this side, but you would need to say that this is the longest. Shortest. So 2 times 9.25 is 18.5. And then this is the third. So 8 plus 9.25 equals 17.25. Correctly gives the length of each side. Correct. That's how you get all 3 of those points.